So, Good Friday in the Christian world. It is Easter and an absolutely beautiful day. Look at this. And we've finally got some progress, and we're moving. We're going to get John Seagull ready to move to mooring on the Hamble, and yeah, pretty excited about that. So yeah, super beautiful day. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous day. So the big news is obviously John Seagull is pretty much ready to go. So a bit bright, but there she is. So yeah, both masts up, booms installed, new lazy jacks attached to the stack pack. I need to attach the Genoa sheet. So sorry about the wind noise, but hopefully you can see. Nice super shiny standing rigging, shiny cables. So, yep, it's all new, nice and shiny. So I think I'll just go around and inspect everything and make sure that the little split pins or cotter pins or whatever they're called, that they're not going to catch on people's skin or their trousers. I think there's one over there, that might be an issue, but we'll go around and check everything. So Ruben's very miffed because since the last episode, so this is very cool, right? So we've been here all afternoon, right? And there's just like loads of little things that are like architecturally very cool, right? So like the area around the boatyard here is just super interesting. So can you guess where the sun's gone down? So anyway, Pavel, I've been told by his wife that I'm not allowed to call him Pav ever again. So Pavel and I, and Pav and Gulchin have been having very deep conversations all afternoon, and we have tried a few different types of gin, and so that's been a lot of fun. So anyway, yeah, we're here. Ruben's very miffed because we have been drinking quite a lot in the afternoon and discussing the rigging and discussing the boats and discussing, you know, various things, people to do with the marine industry. And it's been super interesting, and but anyway, so I was looking for the phone that I shoot these videos on, which is also the phone that Ruben uses for his hotspots. And Ruben is very miffed that after so many gins, I managed to find the phone before he managed to find the phone. Anyway, so yes, it's a really beautiful. It was actually a really beautiful day. This morning was very wet, but this afternoon was very beautiful. And John Seagull, this is the mizzen, and that's all back up and running. I need to make some modifications to the mizzen sheet, and then coming forward, the main, Pav and I have been discussing improvements to the boom, and I think we're probably looking at a replacement boom, but not maybe necessarily for the summer, but yes, replacement boom, so we're looking at that. Yeah, so it's been a really interesting afternoon, but lots of gin and lots of talk and lots of nonsense and lots of bullshit, and it's been an interesting evening. Gosh, it is a beautiful morning. It's very industrial around here. This is pretty much the heart of the industrial sort of marine sector, the sort of small scale marine stuff. Obviously the harbour is around the other side of this peninsula here in Southampton. But beautiful morning this morning. Had a really good chat with Pav yesterday and Matilda, and yeah, wow, it's hard to imagine anybody more passionate about sailing and boat maintenance and rigging and tuning the rigs. And Pav's a racer, he used to be a racer. And so our conversations went off in all sorts of different directions yesterday. Pa was always bringing them back to. So I was thinking about the boat, and I was thinking about the rigging, and I was thinking about the main sheet, and I was thinking about the maintenance on the boom, and I was thinking about this, and everything was like, we drank a lot of alcohol last night, but Pa was like always like, yeah, let's talk about the projects that we can do for 2024. Yeah, okay, Pa. So obviously we slept on the boat last night, the first time in 6-7 months, and it was cold. There's no lying. It was cold last night, but you can't really see it on the video. But I think the boat just needs sort of a general jet wash. There's loads of kind of greenness here, there, and everywhere. But I'll take some time a little bit later on to jet wash the boat, and then I'll walk you through all the stuff that's been done. Yeah, it's quite exciting. We've got work going on the push pit because that got damaged last summer, but yeah, so that needs to be done. So for the first bit of the season, we're going to be sailing without guardrails around the cockpit. But yeah, anyway, there we go. But these are a significant addition. There's only one on the, well, when I say only one, there's one on the mizzen. This is an XTS spin lock clutch, and there's a few on the main. So that's going to be sort of a significant improvement to being able to manage the sails. I think once we've got the boat actually tuned and running correctly, then I'll probably start thinking about sailing with a staysail and potentially spinnaker, and see how we get on with that. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, I've actually only been sailing since the start of lockdown. That's my sailing experience. I mean, I've had boats, but and windsurfed and things, but yeah, so not a huge amount of sailing, and I've actually just been too scared to sail with a spinnaker. So we'll see how we get on with that this year. Something that tickled my sense of humour yesterday. These towage boats belong to the Marine Towage Company. If you can see that one there, it's called Y Push. I suspect the owner is Welsh, and he comes from somewhere near the Wye Valley. But yeah, so that one's called Y Push. This little one over here is called Y Moor. Y Moor, obviously the marine mooring type moor. Y Moor. There's another one, I think the one on the other side is called Y Not. And there's Y Force over there, Y Tow. And I'm not sure what the other one is called further back, but it's really funny. I'd expect to see things like why now, and why not now, and why this, and why that, and maybe not what next, but yeah, that kind of thing. But yes, these boats are all called why push, why more, why not, why now, why force, why push, why pull. The other sad story that came out last night was about this boat here. This boat is registered in Glasgow, I think. I can't remember what the name is. Cabrew of Glasgow. And I've no idea what this is. I need to go look it up. But there's another one of these. I think it's the same as this, called the Tigress of Devon, that I tried to buy. And Pav started telling me yesterday that this boat has a really, really sad story, a really sad past. He was called 4 or 5 years ago to replace the rigging on this boat, and started to do the work without having taken a down payment, and he was just about finished, and the wife of the owner called him and said that the chap had a heart attack and passed away. So anyway, so the boat was then sold to a young couple, and then they had the boat for a while, but there was a boat, an exact same model to this, somewhere else in the country, that he'd been asked to go and work on, and he sort of went and quoted, and not long after he quoted, the owner got killed in a motorcycle accident. And then this one came back on the scene and arrived here. This actually arrived here 2 years ago, and the young couple that had bought it decided to do a complete refit. Anyway, they had a major argument one evening, and as a consequence of the argument, the young lady went up and jumped off that bridge. So, yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking to think about superstitions and the sort of folklore around boats, and some boats are bad luck and things. I think you make it what you want. Yeah, and this boat has basically been here for 2 years. Nobody wants to touch it. So there is a part of me that's sort of thinking, I'll turn that boat's fortunes around. You know, sailing Sibongile is all about, obviously, mental health improvement and suicide prevention and things like that. And I was thinking, well, I'll take that on. I'll change its fortunes. But yeah, I don't know. Why are we so superstitious, right? You know, it might have just been coincidence. You know, I bought my house from the brother of an elderly gentleman who took his own life, and yeah, I mean, I've been through some dark moments in that house myself, and one of the reasons why, not a big reason, but one of the things that crossed my mind that sort of made me sort of turn away from that kind of decision was, yeah, I didn't want to add to the legacy in that house, but yeah, so who knows? Why are we so scared of superstition? But yeah. It's a pretty boat. It's a super pretty boat. 38-foot ketch, I think. I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody can tell me. What is that? I've just done a Google images search. Took a picture of it. Did a Google images search. It's a Victory 40. So built in Kent, here in England. Victory 40. And in fact, one of the boats that I tried to buy before I bought John Seagull was a boat called Tigress of Devon. A beautiful boat that was custom fitted out for a family and is now languishing, very unloved, in Exmouth, where I used to keep 11 Point. But yeah, I tried to buy that and then couldn't get a hold of anybody. The Lower Ex River Authority, the Lower Ex Mooring Authority, Lima, awful. They never return your phone calls. It's impossible to get a hold of. But anyway, so I never went through with that purchase. But that's what it is. It's exactly the same boat. So this one is 1973, and Tigress of Devon, other way around. So this boat was the very first boat off the production line in 1975, and the Tigress of Devon was built in 1973. So here we go, Victory 40. If anybody wants to chance their luck at turning around the fortunes of Cabru, you can get a really strong boat built in Kent. Nice, beautiful ketch. Probably get a good deal on this, given it's been languishing here for 2 years. But anyway, yes, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for about an hour. I don't know, I was too cold. But I'm going to start cracking on. The plan for today is to clean the boat, get it turned around. I want to get her stern to. I think the tide has just gone low water. So I want to see if I can get it turned around, and so we can actually get aboard stern to. Yeah, so the plan today is just to clean her, get her ready for tomorrow, and take as much of the unnecessary shit off the boat as we can, or at least as much as can fit in my BMW. Yeah, we'll try and get unnecessary shit off the boat. I don't know if you can see that. The sun is hitting the stack pack, and they're obviously heating it up, and so there's mist coming off the top of the stack pack. Fingers crossed today is going to stay like that, and we're going to have a scorcher. Scorcher for the last few days in March. It'd be nice if the weather stayed like this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Super interesting. Anyway, coffee time. So young Master Ruben is doing his level best to get out of the picture. There he is. Yeah. So anyway, so walk you through a little bit about what we've managed to achieve. So ignore this stuff because that's all personal effects. So we've essentially thrown away quite a lot of stuff on the boat. So things that I sort of had thought, well, maybe we can do one thing or the other. So we've thrown away a whole bunch of stuff. So thrown away old coffee and various things out of the galley. We've tied it up. Yeah. So the cockpit, not the cockpit cushions, these saloon cushions. So we've thrown away the one that normally lives there, the one that normally lives here, and the one that lives there. So we've thrown those away because they were just old and manky, and I've got some new high density foam and some nice teal fabric. So we'll hopefully get new cushions made up at some point soon. But for this one here, the cushions for that are going to double as cockpit cushions. So they're equal dimensions, and then they'll just live over here, and they can actually extend and become a daybed as well. That's one of the modifications for that. So coming forward, this is sort of back to being normal-ish. I've got to sort out this pile of rope. There's some Dyneema core rope in here. There's an old main sheet. Sorry, a halyard, old main halyard, and stuff. So I'll repurpose those for moorings or for various other things. Solar panel still needs to get connected outside, but I'll show you that in a sec. Now we've essentially just sort of tied it up in here in the V-berth. Not done a huge amount. We'll do it little by little over the course of the summer, but that's all good. What I am going to do at some point soon is to replace all of these old slider lights, or however they work, with LED lights. So these are still incandescent light bulbs in these things. More up here, so that light there, plus that one over there in the galley. Those will get replaced with LED lights. They'll be switchable between red and white, so that's still got to be done. I was hoping to do that today, but I don't think I will. I'll wait for my genius electrician Fabio to come and help out. Fabio, hint, hint. Where are you? You should have been yesterday. But yeah, not done a huge amount in the back bedroom, but as you know, the plan for there is still to sort of move the companionway from here into the back bedroom, so that's still a plan for some point in the future. So the engine, unfortunately, by the looks of things, has a bit of a fuel leak. I don't know if you can see in that white pan over there, there is diesel floating on the top of that little bit of water. So I think I've got a minor, I don't know what constitutes minor, but yeah, we've got a minor fuel leak. So I need to have that checked out. And so what the plan is, is to get her onto her mooring, and then we can go through improve the electrics. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that something doesn't get crushed here. Go through the electrics, and then boat folk owe me a. Okay, try that. Boat folk owe me a fuel, an oil sample still, and so I need to get that over to them. We'll do that in a sec, groups. So I need to get the boat over to them anyway, and obviously now being the start of the season, I'd like to get the engine serviced. So I'll just get them to do that. They also still owe me a service kit that was never actually used last year because of the fuel contamination that we had. So the service kit that I bought and paid for, they still owe me that, so they might as well just use that and do the service, and then check what the cause of that fuel leak is, and check for any oil leaks. Do the oil sample that they want to do, which they need to do to check for any wear on the cylinders as a consequence of the petrol contamination in the diesel from last year. So I might as well just get it over to them, and then they can have it for a week and do all of that stuff. But yeah, so that's my intention. Tried to take a video and then took a photo instead. So in spite of the fuel leak, I did run the engine up to temperature this morning, and so we'll check to make sure that the water pump was working, that the engine was flushing through, that the water was flushing through, the exhaust was working. So done all of that, and the sort of belts and electrics and stuff are all working. One thing I haven't actually done, which I should do is check all the mast headlights and the spreader lights, steaming lights and those kind of things. I'm taking currently on faith that Riggett have done that. I'd be surprised if they haven't, but so far everything that they've done has been pretty good, so I'm assuming that they'll do that. We'll just confirm that. Then yeah, I won't have time to do that this evening. We'll do that at some point soon. Anything you want to say, Rubes?
Like and subscribe.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Like and subscribe.
I didn't hear you, Rubes. Louder, boy.
And also earlier in the video you said that we didn't do anything. Oh, that we did some stuff in that room there, but we didn't really do anything.
No. Well, we haven't done anything in the back bedroom. So we have done last winter. We did some stuff there, but yeah. Ruben says the only thing we've done since last winter in there is use that actually as a spare toilet. Which there is a spare heads in there, but we also keep our black water bottles. I'll talk you through black water bottles at some point. Never drink out of a black water bottle, on my boat at least. Morning. It's Sunday morning and we are doing a little bit every day. So anyway, the boat's ready. Jib sheets are all attached. We are getting some new ones. Got a small crew. Pav and Matilda and Leon from Riggett are joining us. So yeah, boat's ready. I don't know why it's so washed out. I think it's just the time of day. But yeah, so all good. So yeah, she's looking good. She's looking fine. Bloody hell, let's try that again. This is take 3. So yeah, so we are set to slip. Both bow lines set to slip. And we don't have a spring line. The tide's going out to coming in ever so slightly. We don't have a stern line. We are currently being blown onto that boat there. So those of you in the know, tell me in the comments how you would handle that. But whilst you are feverishly typing that away, for those of you who don't know, I slip that one, I keep that one on, and then I motor gently against it, and that will then spring us off that boat over there, and then release pretty quickly so that we can motor away, getting some water over the rudder and through that gap over there. That's the plan, Batman. So that was fun. We did a 47-point turn, but we're out and we are off. It's been a while and it's good because we are now, what's it now, 31st of March, so we're still in my birthday month. That's good. So yeah, gloomy, but we got a really good wind today, so we should be able to get good jib and jigger. We won't test the main, but we'll jib and jigger on the way out of this. We'll jib and jigger on the way out of the Solent. So that was a successful shakeout sail. We didn't get the main up, but we had a full jib up, so we did put enough tension on the rigging. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. Clouds, it actually makes it look more beautiful on the camera. But yeah, really good day. Super nice day here on the Hamble. We did rather well. Yeah, all good. So the plan now is to tie up at the harbour master at Warsash, and then Mike from the Pink Ferry, who runs our mooring, is going to come along and show us how to get onto or which mooring to get onto, and then there's just a bit of a kind of a gentle exercise to actually approach the mooring correctly. So I'm not sure how much we'll be able to video that, but yeah, so that's the plan. Tie up at the harbour master, that stripy building just there, and then we should be able to go from there. Right, so apologies, it's I need to work out a different way of actually doing footage whilst I'm doing things, but yeah, so we're all tied up just down there somewhere, and there's change of plan. So the mooring that we secured is actually too small, so it was said to be big enough for a 45 footer, and then with John Seagull's high freeboard, it was going to be okay, but they're going to move us to somewhere actually closer to this side over here, to the riverbank, so that's going to be much easier to access then. But yeah, so that's a fairly good result. So we're actually, you can see those boats just there. So we're actually literally just adjacent to that, so that's going to be really good. So as convenient to get onto as what Leven Point was, when Leven Point was just next to Port Hamble Marina. So yeah, all good. So yeah, chuffed with that. Going home. Hey Sky, we going? Sky? Hey Sky. Hey.